Hello, my name is Carol Adams with Carol Adams Creations. Today I'm making an outdoor spring sign using 3 Dollar Tree arrows and 4 wooden spring shapes, which I also purchased from Dollar Tree. The first thing I did was to paint the front and backs of the arrows and the shapes with a coat of gesso. Gesso is simply a primer. When the gesso was dry, I painted my arrows in Americana Razzleberry and Folk Art in Daffodil, Yellow, and Aqua. You may need to use 2 coats of paint on each arrow. And be sure and paint the edges of the arrows as well. I gave the bunny and the eggs 2 coats of acrylic white paint. And on the bunny, I wanted a distressed look, so I used gray acrylic paint and then tried to get off as much of the paint as I could, and then I just dry brushed it onto the bunny. So let's paint the carrot. I painted the bottom orange and the top green. And then after the green paint had dried, I used that same dry brush technique and added a darker shade of green. I started at the base near the orange part of the carrot, and then I just used a small flat brush and just flicked up some of the green to add a little bit of dimension. Then I added white stripes to the orange part of the carrot. And then after everything was dry, I added dots above the stripes and below the stripes with a Posca paint marker in a 0.7 millimeter. It's their fine tip. You can use a paintbrush, but it will take a lot longer. Just a quick little tip. If you want to separate the pieces of the eggshell and the egg, use a heat gun, and that way it will loosen the glue from the eggs and you will be able to take them apart. I wanted 1 plain egg, and then I wanted 1 egg with the shell on. I painted the shell yellow, and then I added colorful stripes to that egg, and then I just added dots of all different colors to the other egg. To jazz up the arrows, I used a white Posca paint pen and just made swirls all over the aqua arrow. For the yellow arrow, I used a round sponge dauber that I purchased at Dollar Tree and added with white acrylic paint circles. After the video was finished, I decided that the Razzleberry arrow looked like it was missing something, so I used the same dry brush technique and added some stripes. Once everything was done, it's time to add the finishing touches. I outlined all the shapes with a waterproof fine tip marker. I used the Posca paint pens in black and white to outline the arrows. Once everything is dry, attach all your shapes to your arrows using E6000 and hot glue. The hot glue just helps it stay secure while the E6000 is really drying. Using a black Posca paint pen, I just added my words and used kind of some funky typeface that I found on the computer. If you are planning to use this sign outside, be sure and add either a spray sealer or a layer of Mod Podge. This will protect the sign from the outdoor elements. To complete my Dollar Tree spring sign, I added an orange and natural raffia bow to the top, and then using hot glue and E6000, I attached the arrows to the yardstick. To make sure that the arrows were secure, I stapled each arrow to the yardstick. I think the spring outdoor sign turned out great, and I hope that you will give it a try. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'd love it if you would share this with your friends and family. Thanks, everyone.